powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. Here in Montana, we're looking ahead to a mild winter weekend as frigid temperatures blanket much of the nation.
As the storm moves out, incredible cold moves in, hampering much of the Midwest all the way to the East Coast tonight.
That story coming your way in just a moment, but first, breaking news at this hour. A
car versus pedestrian accident has forced the closure of a portion of Central Avenue in West Billings. The roadway closed from 19th Street West to near Crestwood Drive.
This accident reported around 10 minutes to 9 this evening. Initial reports say a pedestrian was struck by a vehicle. No word yet on the extent of injuries.
Q2's David Jay is on the scene awaiting details from police, but he tells us from his vantage point he can see a crack in the windshield of the vehicle involved. Now, more details as soon as they become available. In the meantime, that portion of Central Avenue remains closed to traffic.
Back to the national weather scene. Record-breaking cold air expected to hold on through this weekend as wind chill advisories are now in place from the Midwest as far south as the Carolinas.
CBS's Kenneth Craig has more from Boston.
On days like this one, it's tough just getting around Boston.
It feels like nails kind of just going at your skin when you're walking into it.
It's challenging. You have to watch where you're stepping.
Bostonians kept their heads down and did their best to dig out and dry out. The combination of winds, high tide, and a supermoon produced the highest tide this coastal area has ever seen. Strong winds sent waves bursting through a seawall in Scituate.
I think it has to do with the global warming, obviously.
In Boston, water from the harbor submerged this entire area. Crews have been working around the clock to try to clear these streets so this doesn't all turn to solid ice. In Michigan, the Detroit River has frozen over, and the Windy City lived up to its nickname.
Really, really cold. Just like ice.
It's colder in Cleveland than Greenland, colder in Minneapolis than Murmansk, and in North Dakota, it's -1. In Florida, manatees are huddled together in canals in an effort to stay warm. And several hundred sea turtles are being rehabilitated after becoming disoriented in the chilly water. The coldest temperatures may be felt Sunday morning from Portland, Maine to the nation's capital, where it's not expected to warm up until next week. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Boston.
Now, the storm and the cold snap blamed for at least 22 deaths across the country.
Well, Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire joining us here on the other side of the country where we experienced that last weekend. But as we warm up now, Bob, some issues out there.
Well, yeah, because all of our rivers froze up with that flash freeze we had last weekend, and so that's causing some ice jams around the region. Ice jams, kind of like what we see here. This happened about a year ago in February. This is the city of Worland, the Bighorn River. But let me show you what's going to happen. Ice jams can cause lowland flooding. That's right. And the recent cold snap has accumulated a lot of ice on some of the area rivers. And ice jams, they can create ice dams, and that causes your lowland flooding. So we wanted to mention this. Waterways can also, they have to stabilize. And until they stabilize, a lot of flooding like this can happen. And that usually takes about maybe 2 weeks for the water to stabilize with the formed new ice they have on them. In the meantime, ice jams can cause a rapid rise in water with little or no warning. So we recommend that you have any equipment or maybe livestock near the river's edge. You may want to take them to higher ground. Our forecast is going to get higher as well as far as temperature is concerned, and we'll chat more about that in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
A Wyoming welfare check reveals a murder case.
Police in Lovell found the body of 49-year-old Carol Barnes on Thursday in a home on West 7th Street. Now, authorities later tracked down and arrested 48-year-old Donald Kraus 230 miles away in Mills, Wyoming. Police Chief Dan Laffin says Kraus now faces first-degree murder charges.
A family member had called police and asked them to check on the victim. According to the Powell Tribune, Barnes and Kraus were going through a divorce.
Montana reaction tonight as the Department of Justice tightens its grip on marijuana enforcement nationwide.
Thursday, the Trump administration shifted federal policy from a hands-off approach to cracking down on pot use, even in states where it is legal. Here in Montana, the co-founder of the Patient Rights Network says Attorney General Jeff Sessions' memo may pave the way for the prosecution of cases that involve medical marijuana.
Montana U.S. Attorney Kurt Alme issued a statement today saying the Sessions memo directs that federal marijuana prosecution decisions be governed by the same principles that govern all federal prosecution decisions. But Carrie Boyer says a 2015 congressional amendment directs the Department of Justice not to pursue cases that involve medical marijuana. Despite that, Boyer says it still may be difficult for medical marijuana users to prove that they are complying with state law.
Our state law isn't very clear and unambiguous at this point. So that makes it really tough for operators to follow it to a T, especially because the rules are evolving really as we speak right now. The other thing about that is it's a budget rider, and it has to be renewed continuously every time the budget is renewed on Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, Steve Zabala of Safe Montana, a group that campaigned to have federally illegal drugs also made illegal in Montana, told us today, quote, "It's a huge win for Montana families. It's huge for America." He says there's a reason it's a federal illegal drug. If there's a law of the land, it should be enforced.
Now, we did reach out to Montana U.S. Attorney Kurt Alme for a clarification of the statement his office issued today.
And I asked him directly, Jeanelle, what it means for medical marijuana providers here in Montana. Alme pointed to Congress's Rohrabacher-Farr amendment, which was adopted 3 years ago and is in effect today. It prohibits the Justice Department from spending any funds to interfere with the implementation of state medical cannabis laws.
Pressured further, Alme told MTN, quote, "Our message is the cultivation, distribution, and possession of marijuana is illegal. We will focus our efforts and resources where there is public safety threat."
2 more mule deer in Carbon County have tested positive for chronic wasting disease. Montana's Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Department reports the newest 2 deer that were confirmed were killed over the opening weekend of a special hunt that started back on December 15th. An adult buck harvested northwest of Warren and a female mule deer fawn harvested northeast of Belfry. Both did return positive lab results. Samples collected after December 18th are still being processed at a Colorado State University lab. The total number of infected deer now up to 8 in Carbon County. CWD is a progressive fatal neurological disease that affects deer, elk, and moose. The special hunt closes just before 6 p.m. this Sunday.
A Crow tribal judge stands accused of assaulting her boyfriend with a bottle of alcohol after he apparently did not return her phone calls. 41-year-old Judge Carrie Coversup is charged in Bighorn County District Court with assault. According to court documents, Coversup went to her boyfriend's home in Hardin in the middle of the night because she was upset he had not returned her calls. Coversup allegedly beat her boyfriend in the head with a liquor bottle while he was lying in bed. The victim says the assault only stopped when Coversup passed out. Now, she was elected judge in 2013 and handles the tribe's criminal cases. It is unclear how this criminal charge could affect her court duties. Well, Yellowstone County Commissioners will vote next week on design plans as the county gears up for a big move to the former federal courthouse here in Billings.
The county would be the first tenant in that recently gutted Stillwater building. The county plans to occupy most of the building's 3rd floor. Now, the plan is to move administrative offices currently on the 4th floor of the Yellowstone County Courthouse over to the new space in the Stillwater building. Some of those departments that'll move include the clerk and recorder, the county commissioners, as well as public works and disaster and emergency services.
The vacated space in the county courthouse will then be renovated to accommodate 2 new district court judges and room for even additional judges in the future. Commissioners believe this can all be accomplished without having to ask taxpayers for additional funds.
We've been working to make sure we live within the means we've been given by the taxpayers. So we'll be building out this floor at the cost of a couple of $1 million without asking for any more money from anybody. We'll be moving over without any increase from anybody, just like we got the jail done without a tax increase. So we're moving a few more departments with us just so there's some room for county attorney expansion, clerk of court expansion, which is going to come when you bring more judges online.
Well, the new space is expected to be ready for use by May.
Still to come tonight on Q2 with 2 jackpots totaling nearly $1 billion. The stakes are high for the Mega Millions and the Powerball drawings.
And later in sports, Scott delivers a steady diet of high school basketball fresh out of the holiday break.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire.